to mine for them is around 14 because it's not. It's before you hit lava, but it's after they start spawning.
The best area is actually level. You start at level 11 if you're digging 3 up, and on level 11 you've got 12, 13, and you will see 14.
Yeah, she mines 3 up. I mine 2 up.
Smart.
Yes.
If you're mining 3 up, it's actually better to do it on, I believe, 13 for 3 up, and then 14 for 2 up.
Yeah.
Because the most, I believe, percentage, you find it on 14, 15, and 16.
Yeah. So what I do is I'll actually the optimum mining plan is diagrams is something like this. If you're mining for diamonds and if you're mining for any ores, you can do this at any level. The optimum is these are your corridors. They are 3 between. The 4th block is a central area. Then you branch out from there, and you just do that in a square pattern. And you'll leave 3 by 3 pillars. Or you'll leave 3 by 3 by 2 pillars. You're only mining 2 up. And what you can do is at any point you can just mine out this block here, and you'll be able to see the middle ones. If you don't want to bother with that, what you can do is you can build a second layer on top, which is staggered. And as soon as that layer is staggered, you will be able to hit that center block on the top and bottom. I usually have, if I spend enough time on it, I'll have 3 layers of this, and that'll cover the whole section where diamonds can be. You can extend this in any direction. If you want to have perfect lighting where nothing will spawn, what you want to do is you want to put a torch. Okay, that's shitty, but you want to put a torch. If there's a torch right here, this is your start point. No torch here, torch there, torch there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks difference, no mobs will spawn, and you use the minimum amount of torches. That
Don't
is
recommend it though.
the optimum mining plan for like minimum work for maximum output. You can do it leaving 2 by 2, but then this way you see one layer will only touch 2 blocks, with the exception of the junction points, but those are unavoidable. And the only ones that you miss are these ones in the middle, and you can just mine out 2 in there, and you'll find them. You can also use these mined out areas to find out which way is back home.
I personally like to mine with 2 blocks between. That way I don't have to do the extra effort of mining that middle one.
Yeah.
I honestly find it a hassle to bother to look in between.
Yeah, in the old Minecraft, you could also only mine 4 blocks forward, so it was very nice for that. Now you can mine 5, so you have to watch yourself, make sure you don't go too far. It's also your pattern can go off by 1, and then it messes everything up down the line, and that's a pain in the butt. So a lot of people just run through the caves and get the available ores. But if you're looking to actually mine,
strip mining.
yeah. This is the efficiency mining.
Also, with diamonds, a lot of times I've actually looked at this and I've talked to a few YouTubers. Don't mine straight. Go at a diagonal. You are far more likely to run in diamonds at a diagonal than you are to do it this way.
Think about it like this. If you're going straight, all you're hitting is everything on the sides. But if you're going this way, you're hitting everything above and everything down and on the sides of where you're actually going.
They're associates of Iken Has Grief. Anybody know you? They're professional griefers that go on and they destroy everything.
Anyways.
Before we came here, actually, I sent a comment and they said do diagonal. Like just diagonal for diamond. If you're just looking for diamonds, everything else is easy to find. But diamond mining, diagonal.
Yeah, it gives you the highest chance of hitting a ore center. Okay, so another good way of finding diamonds is that once you're down at that level, bring a couple shovels, mine out all your dirt and gravel. You'll find that it connects to a lot of things. It opens up a lot of area, and it's a very low resource cost because shovels are cheap. They only take 1 of whatever type they are, and then 2 sticks. It's about the cheapest tool there is.
Most of the time, I have found gold and diamond behind dirt and gravel blocks.
Yeah.
Like half the time at least, even if there's hundreds of blocks.
Yeah, and finding a lot of coal from it, because I usually do it in the higher levels. I'm just like, oh look, some dirt. I'm gonna empty out all the dirt, and I'm like, oh look, coal. It's a very good way to get coal early on. Alright. Moving on, unless there's any more questions about mining, we're going to move on to mobs and combat. Okay, so with combat, all mobs are easily defeatable. You will not take any damage from fighting any mob, except perhaps skeletons. Skeletons, often one arrow is unavoidable. However, with the new block feature, you can often take much less damage from that arrow, if you can time it right, and you aren't lagging at all, which is always my problem. I'm just like, oh, I'm blocking! Ding! Haha! What? So, that happens. I'm going to start off with the simple one, zombies. Zombies, they walk in a straight line for you. If something's in the way, they'll kind of edge around it. They won't go really out of their way to get to you, though. I have had a few rare zombies which will actually walk like around stuff to get to me, but that's only if I don't have a lot of blocks between them. They also have problems seeing through some transparent blocks, so weeds can throw them off, grass can throw them off sometimes. Usually it's just a distance thing. You come within a certain distance, they'll home in on you if they're on like the same level, if there's eye contact. Moving on from with zombies, just hit them with the sword, that'll knock it back. Hit them with the sword, that'll knock it back. You don't need to do anything special. Crits are good because you need to hit them less. The main thing that zombies are there to do is distract you from the other mobs. If they get too close, they can deal some damage, but it's only like one about this often. If you aren't moving away from them, their range is really short. Like I wouldn't be able to damage him if I were a zombie, but he could easily hit me with a sword from there. So
double tapping W, you sprint. Just run away if you're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You'll just get away. They're slow. Everything is slow. You can outrun them all.
Except spiders. The spiders sprint much more fast. Yeah, if you don't have any weapons, you don't have anything to really damage them. While you're sprinting, hitting will knock the enemy back hugely. This is how you deal with creepers. You do that for the first 3 hits with the stone sword, the 4th hit will kill it. If you want to try doing that with crits, you can crit and do a sprint hit. You just need to be able to know how far your jump is. I do it because I've done this a lot, but a lot of people, like, she can't handle having the sprint and the jump and the crit hit.
I just jump right into them. I can do the running and hitting, that's no problem, but I just jump into them. Oh! Creepers, take them out with a partner, because get somebody to go in and draw the creeper, you can be right beside them and kill them because they're homed in on somebody else.
The creeper will attach to one target and not switch targets.
Yeah.
Ever.
Unlike everything
but
else.
that is a multiplayer and you're talking about single player. Moving on from zombies to the next easiest to kill, I'm going to have to say spiders here, because they don't have any range. Spiders are actually fairly easy to kill. The key thing is to not have any lag and be backing up constantly. Their leaps will hit you before your sword can hit them. Often you can try and keep them at range. They're also very easy to build barriers against. They can't move through anything that isn't too wide. You can have pillars straight up and down. Everything else can go through just fine, but spiders will go and stick, and they'll start to try and climb up and over it. Yes?
I think slimes would be a lot easier to fight.
Oh, slimes, that's right. I keep forgetting about slimes because I don't really consider them a mob. I'm just like, oh look, slime balls!
They're like the slowest too.
Yeah,
So-
they move very slowly. They're just gelatinous cards. They go slop. They're also extremely loud.
You'll hear them coming.
Yeah. The only thing is that you need to hit. The biggest ones can damage you if they touch you. The moderate ones, I don't think the moderate ones damage you.
They do.
They just push you around.
Nope, they damage you.
No, not the small
Just the
ones.
tiny ones push you
The
around.
tiny ones push you around. The
Oh.
medium ones, they
Wikipedia it. I don't really know. I don't really care. At
They
this
break.
point,
They break into smaller chunks.
yeah. Using any sword or any tool on a large sword will take, I think, 3 hits on a big one, depending on what it's made out of. A moderate one, usually any sword will just break it into the little ones, and little ones you can just punch with your hand. So don't use a tool on
Don't
them.
use a tool.
They will still drop slime balls. It's all right. Sometimes the big ones won't split if you don't use a sword. I don't know if that was used in previous updates though. So the game does change quite often, so I may be outdated.
They're also rare because they don't spawn everywhere.
They only spawn on
Flatlands.
certain chunks.
Lots of flat areas and in
Yeah,
spawn.
They only spawn on certain
swamps.
chunks and at certain depths usually. So yeah, moving on to spiders. Spiders can be really a real hassle because they'll damage you more often than zombies, but they can move through pillars, and they don't have as much health as zombies. So that really helps.
If you find a spider spawner, don't destroy the spawner. It's the easiest way to get experience.
There's also the easiest way to get strength. So all you need to do, well, that's building. That's going into mob farming.
Yeah.
That's a bit later on. So all those are defeatable. We've gone over zombies. We've gone over slimes, and then we've gone over spiders. I think the next one up would be skeletons because, no, actually creepers are really easy to defeat. So I'm going to go to creepers right now. All you need to do is be sprint hitting them, or if they're just in range and you hit them, you back up, and you will actually get far enough away on all modes except hard, and sometimes even on hard if you do it just right, that they will not explode. They'll get really, really big, and they'll be right there, and they'll be like, oh, damn, he's too far away, and they'll stop, and they'll just start running after you again. Also, you can build, if you have like a fence up or something like that, and they don't think to go around it, or if you have it blocked off so there's only one route, they'll come right up and they'll stand at the fence and stare at you. And you can actually just get just in range, hit them with the sword, they'll bounce back and they'll come right back to the same spot and won't trigger. If you're a little bit too close though, they'll start to trigger.
You gotta be aware of them moving because you're in the perfect spot, and if they move slightly to the right or the left, that might trigger it.
Yeah. Oftentimes what they'll do is they'll stop like one step away from the fence, so then you hit them and then they'll walk right up to the fence and then they'll go. So they'll try and the AI and the creepers have gotten a lot better since the early days. They can be scary sometimes. They have the best path finding of absolutely any mob. You can build mazes and the creepers will go through the maze and get to you and then blow up.
And yeah, they also like to hide around things. There's apparently in the AI they actually there's something that keeps track of where people are hanging out the most, and that's where creepers will preferentially go to hide. Yeah. And I've seen it. I've watched them. They actually walk up and they find a blind corner, and they actually will walk up and stop at the blind corner and just wait for somebody to get around the corner.
Yeah.
They're
I've also had them, get up on high places and stay there.
To drop down.
They'll drop down on you. They'll take the heart or half heart of damage just to do that.
Yeah.
I hate creepers. Everyone hates creepers.
They're the only ones that will drop down on purpose.
Yeah. Zombies do it, but that's because they're stupid. And skeletons won't do it because they'll just be like, I can shoot you from here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, moving on to skeletons. Skeletons, they don't have a lot of health. They're pretty much the happy medium between, they're the only ranged unit. Skeletons, what they'll do is they'll just sit back in nice range and they'll shoot at you, but if you move close to them, they won't back up. They'll stay right where they're standing. They shoot, their arrows really do hurt. If you have like 5 of them, they'll pretty much kill you really quickly. But yeah, what is it?
If you're wanting to kill one really easily, hide around a corner. They will hide around the corner and do the same thing you are, like go sideways and try and get you, and then go back and forth.
They edge around the corner, fire an arrow, and try and duck back. But what you can do is you can mine out the block by their feet, and they won't be able to shoot you because they need to have their heads open. But you can hit their feet.
Yep.
So they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Oh, something hit me. What was that? Oh, I'm gonna get you.
Yep.
They're still undead. They're not very smart. So yeah, that's the best way to defeat them.
They do hide from the sun.
They do hide from the sun. Zombies don't. Zombies are just like, but skeletons will hide under trees and stuff, so they are still a danger during the day. Even if you sleep in a bed, skeletons will come back. Spiders also don't despawn in the light.
They turn neutral.
Yeah, they turn neutral. At a high enough light level, spiders will not attack. If you have a glowstone house, spiders will come inside and be like, oh, this is a really nice house. I like it in here. I can see everything.
Away.
But yeah, what ends up happening is you can actually, when it's in full daylight, you can run up to a spider, hit it with a sword, run 5 blocks back, and the spider will be like, it's not worth it. And then it'll go neutral again. You can run up and hit it again. It's the best time to kill spiders is during the day. All undeads will start taking damage. They'll start burning in the sunlight, so that's zombies and skeletons, and I suppose wither skeletons if you can get in the overworld somehow. Actually I don't know what wither skeletons do.
No.
What?
Embers.
Hmm?
Embers are weaker.
Oh yeah.
That's in the nether.
That's in the
We're
nether.
not going
Yeah.
nether yet. So.
Yeah. We're still in the overworld. We haven't built our obsidian portal. Anyways. So now we move on to the one that I find personally the most difficult to defeat, and a lot of people have a lot of problems with. Endermen.
I love killing Endermen. They're really easy. The reason people find it so difficult is because it keeps staring at them while they're trying to hit them. Look down at their feet. Look where they're going to come towards you. Hit them. They jump back. They come back to the spot. Hit them at the feet. They will never touch you. Ever. You
Know
just
your
keep
range.
hitting their feet and they won't go and disappear and come somewhere else. But if you stare at them too long, they'll just disappear and then come back behind you. You don't know where they are. Or they won't come back at all.
Yeah, I've had Endermen both teleport and vanish, and that's the really scary one because they don't know where they are.
Yep.
Or
Look
they'll
away
teleport
as
behind you.
soon as you draw one, look away.
Getting back with Enderman and your bucket of water. If you place a bucket of water while you're fighting Enderman and he jumps into the pool, he will take damage and he will run away.
So if you have your back to water, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But usually, Endermen are completely non-aggressive unless you look at them. When there's a bunch around me, I just look down and I go to where I need to go.
You can look at their feet and they're usually okay.
We have a house and we have Endermen that like to come and say hi, remove our blocks. But
What's in here?
yeah, like I actually enjoy having them around because they make funny noises. There was the weirdest one that went. I've never heard that sound before. It's just like, what was that?
Yeah, it just had a little bit of acid burn backed up.
It wasn't hurt or anything. It was just doing weird stuff.
It's fun when it rains and you see Endermen like yeah.
And
It's raining, oh god! Everything is dead!
they'll appear in your house and then gone. Like,
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I had a little observatory with a glass roof, and the Enderman kind of popped up in there and like, and he's like, and I'm like, hi, pumpkin. If you put a pumpkin on your head, they will not aggro when you look at them. So
But
that makes
pumpkins don't
Enderman.
have any armor.
Yeah, they just make it really hard to see. Pumpkins are funny. But, okay, so those are all the, oh no, cave spiders. Cave spiders are really hard to kill because they're one block. They are the smallest mob other than silverfish.
But they don't do a lot of damage.
They don't do a lot of damage, but they poison you. So you start to take damage over time from when they hit you. Luckily, it's not hunger damage, but it does drain your hunger quite quickly. Oftentimes, the only place you really find them is in spawners in mines, which makes it extra difficult because you don't have a lot of area to run to. It also makes it extra easy because they can only come from one way. And they're usually covered in cobwebs. Best way to get rid of cobwebs, use an extra sword. And you'll get a lot of strength.
You can drown in cobwebs with your shears.
Shears also work, yes. Shears will pop them off really quickly, I believe. Faster than a sword. Yes?
Concluding with fall damage, if you ever do get cobweb somehow, whereas a ladder, if you jump from a high distance and land on a ladder, you won't take fall damage, but if you fall into cobweb and you hit the ground, you will take all the fall damage. That's just delayed.
Yeah. It's just delayed. The falling is still happening. What we can do is you can cut out the cobweb and plant a ladder right there, or a bit of water. Yeah, so I think that's all the overworld mobs.
Spider dragons.
Spider jockers and silverfish.
That's
Super
weird.
creepers.
Spider jockeys.
Silverfish are like the.
Silverfish are
Yeah.
only around the ender portals and in the fortresses. What they are is that sometimes there'll be a block in the wall which is not stone, or whatever material it is actually a silverfish nest. And so you'll break it, and this little cute fuzzy guy will come out at you and be like, yes, I'm not a spider, but I make the noises. And then he comes up to try and get you, and if you attack it, any silverfish in the area will also pop off. Once in creative, I accidentally made an entire highway out of silverfish nests. So I thought it was the stone. I'm like, oh, why is it so far down the list? Whatever. And then next thing I know, I was walking along one. I'm like, oh, I need to fix this, and I broke the block. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it attacked me. I'm like, oh, so I hit it. And then half my bridge just turned into silverfish. And so I had to roll back because I was like, ah. It was right when my spawn point kept spawning and just like silverfish. It was horrifying. But yeah.
I've never heard of spider jockeys or silverfish.
Spider jockeys are when they are a super rare spawn. It's a spider with a skeleton on its back. So it has all the speed of the spider can damage you, and it's ranged with the skeleton. If you kill one, the other one will still be there.
Is that a new one? Like,
No.
That's been there for a while.
They're just
Silverfish.
Yeah. They're just really rare. I actually found one on top of our house in the same world that I fell into the lava 5 times. Yeah, spider junkies. It was great. So that is that all of the vanilla
Super
mobs?
creepers if you get a
Super
lightning
creeper.
strike on one.
We
Okay.
saw one outside our house.
We actually got a natural spawning super creeper once. What super creepers are is they look like normal creepers, except they have this blue sheen aura that looks like an enchantment around them. And what they do is they're, I don't know how many times more damaging. I think it's like 10
A
or
lot,
something like
yeah.
that. They're 10 times more damaging, and they destroy 10 times more blocks.
Zombie pigmen.
Oh,
That's in the nether.
They can't spawn in the overworld.
Yeah.
though.
They
If
can.
lightning
Oh,
hits a
if
pig.
a pig gets hit with lightning, do a zombie pig man, and they're like zombies except
they're passive.
better. Like
Well,
they
they're
can
neutral.
strike anywhere within 5 blocks. Yeah. So where you see the lightning hit, 5 blocks around that. So a 25 block area.
I don't think I've ever seen lightning either.
Well, you haven't been playing enough then. All right. So now going to Nether. Does everyone know how to make a Nether portal?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're good. So going to the Nether, the mobs in the Nether are ghasts.
They're all female. Notch made them all
Ghasts can
girls.
see you no matter where you are if they're in range. If they are in range,
They're so
the range is
cute.
ridiculous.
I love gas.
Ghasts are the only mobs with genders.
Yep.
They are all female. Word of Notch. So.
Oh no.
The easiest ones are zombie pigmen. They deal a lot more damage than zombies. They also move faster than zombies. However, they are passive. You can look at them. You can walk right up to them. You can pour whatever you want on them. You can even bury them in sand and watch them suffocate to death. They don't really care. They're kind of easygoing until you hit them. Then them and all their friends go, "Urgh," and they start chasing you and attacking.
This includes above and below. If you're
Yeah.
within range, you're tagged.
Yeah, and so you can actually, because the Nether is layered as it is, you can be fighting them on one layer, you'll be like, okay, they're all dead, and then you'll be wandering along, and all of a sudden zombie pigmen start falling on you and attacking you. And this is not a fun thing, because if they get the jump on you, it's like having another player attacking you. It's really difficult to fight back if they get the first hit in. Your saving graces are the sprint hit and crits.
And running away.
Also barriers. Barriers are very good against them because they're just as stupid as zombies. They're just really fast and they have swords. They're also a very good way to get gold.
Speaking of,
Yes.
zombies can also use items now.
Yes, the zombies can use items. I have had a few rare spawns of zombies in full armor. This is a pain in the ass because you need to hit them like so much more to deal with the right amount of damage, especially when you're stuck with stone swords and skyblock.
We've been doing
yeah.
that. It's great.
Skyblock is a custom map. Maybe talk about that.